One in five suffer.
Erase the stigma.
Brain difference is not a crime.
Mental health isn't just your problem.
It's our problem.
And now, Mental Health Monday with Marla and Dave.
Welcome to Mental Health Mondays.
I'm Dave.
And I'm hissing Marla. And this is Mental Health Monday. We always want to remind you we're very excited always to bring you our weekly program, Mental Health Mondays. And we are in partnership with NAMI San Fernando Valley as lovingbeyondreason.org, which is our foundation.
And we need you guys to support us. The Mental Health Mondays has a GoFundMe page, which allows us to, first of all, allows you to support us, which allows us to keep bringing you this great information and
exciting guests.
Exciting guests. Speaking of guests, a week before last, we were talking with Litza, formerly known as Natalie Cadét, who began her musical journey singing in church at the age of, get this, y'all, 4 years old. The last time we spoke with Litza, we focused on her mental health advocacy. Today, our focus is her incredible musical gift, from her debut project, My Journey, to so much more. When we come back, we will continue our conversation with Litza.
The amazing, talented embryo will be back.
Help someone who is struggling by supporting the National Alliance on Mental Illness and be a part of the NAMI effect. Hope starts with you.
Hey guys, listen up. Learn something.
Okay, we're back.
All right.
You do know that when you talk about someone that is as talented as she is, and not just singing and doing a little jig, but she was arranging when she was a baby. So that's an embryo. That's like an amazing embryo.
Close to it. Yeah, well, the last time, just to bring you guys up to speed, Litza, first of all, welcome back to the show, Litza.
Thank you.
And sometimes
good to be here.
Sometimes, which is what we talked about in the beginning, Natalie has we formerly known as Natalie Cadét, and she has had a long litany, as you mentioned, of musical accomplishments. So Litza is a new beginning.
And last time we spoke, we were focusing on your mental health advocacy, and thank you so much for that. But now we're going to turn the corner and focus a little bit more on your music, what's going on lately with you and your career, how you came to just have the courage to put together your debut project, My Journey, and some of the songs on there. A lot to get talking about, so I'll just turn it over to you. What was the impetus behind your first project, My Journey?
It was just basically my answer to I had basically told or embraced my musical journey with God and the people around me and discovering myself. And that album was basically what that was. It was me exploring myself, the people around me, the concept of God, all of those things. So,
did you get any pushback? That's my real getting to the second follow-up question. Did you get any pushback from some of your family members, since you told us last time about your conservative upbringing? Did they feel like maybe you had gone too far, and had you grown to the point, obviously you had grown to the point where the need to actually speak with your own voice had overrode some of the concerns that you had about that? But did you get any pushback at all?
There was pushback there's always pushback. Yes, you would imagine. There's always pushback from everywhere. I especially received it from religion, the religion I grew up in. So it was it actually in the past to bring things more towards, because my head has been, and I say this because the album My Journey was like 2016.
Mm-hmm.
It is so yesterday.
Wow.
Compared to, so that's why I look at that is so in the past and right now where I am when it comes to everything that I feel has become who I am and what I am becoming. It feels so good and it feels so exciting that the music was good for then. And it's what I needed in order to get through that time, in order to open that up. And then now I'm like, ooh, next phase. It's like, it is literally the next phase. And that's what I'm excited about.
It's like it's a tool to travel. It's a vehicle.
Yeah. So that being said, bring us up to speed from 2016 up till now. What are the things that you've been working on? I know we've done some things together. Speak on it.
So I would say the biggest thing I've been involved in is this project called Moja, a music saga. And basically it's the story of blues from, I guess it's conception or preconception in Africa and following it all the way to the US and then all of its offspring, all of the baby genres it had that we know as that basically conquered the rest of the world since then. Like,
is Moja a genre
and jazz,
or is it an acronym?
So Moja happens to be the name of I just said that it was the story of music, basically starting with blues, and then its offspring, and then we're basically following a fictitious family from Africa, 7 generations from Africa, and then through different parts of, like, say, Cuba and Louisiana and all across the U.S. Yeah. And then the first person in this 7 generation is Moja. So it is the story of Moja and her offspring and her generation,
and her
the
history.
Generations that followed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so then you've been working on this for quite a how long have you been working on this project?
So it's been for at least the past 4 years. But it's been around, or it's been in the works for like 12. So
wow. Yeah. And so I know a lot of times when you work on really epic projects like this, as time goes on, sometimes the motivation wanes, and then you get closer to the end when you feel like, man, we're about to really bring this thing to bear. Do you have a sort of end date when this whole thing will be finished and ready to go?
Yes, actually, the first volume is coming out January 2021. So it is literally around the corner, and
absolutely,
that's exciting. That's exciting.
Yes, yes,
that's super exciting.
Yeah, and actually, we've been honored to have you, Dave, and Take 6, and some of the other guys in there too. So it's going to be fun to roll that out. It's going to be an album released every month for the next 7 months.
Wow.
So it's
now when you say an album, how big of a package? How big of how many songs per each one of those 7 is it
a volume?
Volumes of the project?
So it's over, I'm gonna say, like around 60 to 70 pieces of original music, and there's like another 50 pieces of segue. So there's more music that serves as interludes. It kind of reads like, or listens like a old mystery theater drama. You remember those old radio mystery theater? So it's going to, it has dialogues, and actors actually, voiceover actors read them and everything. So and then you really just get drawn into the story, and there's at least 10 or 11, or it could be anywhere from 10 to 15 pieces of music per, and then the story weaves around it, and you just kind of get sucked into it.
Well, I was going to let you off the hook because I realized that Dave actually is a 10-time Grammy winner, but now that I know there was actual spoken word and I wasn't speaking it, I'll deal with you, young lady, when this show is over.
Don't worry, her bark is worse than her bite.
We have much more. Oh, I'm coming for you. No, we have an amazing. So Litza, We've got more. Don't move. We'll be right back.
Okay.
You may not realize it, but these words, often used to describe someone with a mental health condition, can be very harmful. In a country where 1 in 5 people are affected by a mental health condition, it's time for all of us to step up and change the conversation. Just because someone's struggle isn't obvious on the outside doesn't mean they aren't hurting on the inside. We need to see the person, not the condition. Join with me, pledge to be stigma-free.
It's time for the Mental Health Minute with Marla and Dave.
Suicide causes immeasurable pain, suffering, and loss to individuals, families, and communities nationwide. On average, 112 Americans die by suicide each day.
The thing is, suicide is preventable, so it's important to know what to do. If someone you know is showing one or more of the following behaviors, please don't ignore these warning signs. Get help immediately. Talking about wanting to die or kill yourself, looking for a way to kill yourself, talking about feeling hopeless or having no reason to live, talking about feeling trapped or in unbearable pain, talking about being a burden to others.
Increasing the use of alcohol or drugs, acting anxious or agitated, behaving recklessly, sleeping too little or too much, withdrawing or feeling isolated, showing rage or talking about seeking revenge, displaying extreme mood swings.
Again, if you or someone you know are showing signs of any of these behaviors or symptoms, please seek help immediately. You can call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK, TLAK 8255. Trained crisis workers are available to talk 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or the NAMI Suicide Hotline, 877-727-4747. The hotline is open 24 hours a day, and a counselor can try to help if you are having thoughts of suicide.
This Mental Health Minute was brought to you by NAMI San Fernando Valley and Loving Beyond Reason.
David is a thinker.
I never do anything without thinking about it first.
Marla is a feeler.
I basically wear my personality on my sleeve.
But when Marla and Dave get together, it's like a match dancing with a firecracker.
All right, we're back with Litza. Now, your excitement was palpable as you were talking about the Moja project, and it sounds like it's well deserved. Explain how did you deal with as an artist? I know sometimes like between your debut project and then dealing with this Moja project, a lot of times as an artist to stay relevant, they want to keep putting out their own stuff. How did you decide and how did you balance that out with working on Moja and the stuff that you did for Litza and for Natalie Cadét?
I think the whole body of work that was this project took a lot of work. And so
yeah, you said 4 years. That's
yes.
That's a lot.
So it's and then there how some songs will work out and then some others you have to go back and revisit and redo, and so so there were a lot of those things. I feel like in a lot of ways this was a major part of what I was doing for the past 4 years. I mean, it became part of me. So I got a chance to, as a general rule, working with other people doesn't challenge me very much, but, or at least in certain aspects of it. And, especially when I have to do work for other people, unless of course, usually if I've transcribed anything by take 6, that's always been a bear, or whenever I had to do, whenever I do my own work and wherever I'm pushing it up to the next level, I usually challenge myself more than any person I know when it comes to how I get to the next thing. And I can say that this project really stretched me and gave me, I had to learn how to I was writing in multiple genres. I had to learn how to express the story of several different people and put different aspects of it and arrange it as such, not just write about it. So it was a lot. It improved me and challenged me to grow as an artist. So
it sounds like you were so immersed in so many different aspects, not only of who you are, but of who you are as you interpret this character, Moja, and the entire story of all 7 generations leading up to her coming to be and really dealing with her own reality. So, man, I literally can't wait to hear the full
It's pretty
project.
exciting. I have to agree.
it is.
It's pretty exciting.
It's
And you know what? Because I know you as a person, and I call friend, it's very also exciting, honestly, to see you this bright and lit up and just it's written all over your face. Not to use a Rude Boy song, but I had to.
Bump, bump.
I had to do it. Anyway, so just I wanted to just get into a little bit with seeing your joy, how healing and cathartic your expression of music is to your journey of mental wellness.
Ooh, there's so much about that.
That's why I'm starting now, because I got to get it in here because we all need to hear it.
So, last time I remember you asked me the question of how I learned to deal with this whole thing, and I mentioned comedy. I have to say that my musical journey has now stretched immensely in where I'm including other pieces of things that have nothing to do with music directly. So I think a year and a half ago, I was struggling, had several health challenges, and I really thought I wasn't going to make it. But
Wow.
It was during that time when I had this weird dream. And within 24 hours of having that dream, I started drawing for the first time in my life.
Wow.
And that
Really?
just in like envelope, or it just opened up into painting and drawing. And
Stop. Stop.
Yes.
You might not be able to turn on your keyboard, but is it possible to show us anything, since it's just a flash of a photo or a flash of a photo? Is there anything you can show us that you've drawn, painted?
Oh, God. Oh, you know what?
Go.
There's a lot. Hold on. I have to pick up one thing. But yeah, I'll keep talking while I'm trying to figure out where that is.
And she's pretty, and she's a multitasker.
Oh, I'm not sure if I'm so good at that, but
while you're looking that up,
yeah.
when you say that immediately you started expressing yourself through drawing, and which led to painting, would you say that it was at a high level of that artistic perspective, or did you have to grow into it and then start studying that as a whole art form? And I just want you to speak on that when we come back from this next break, because it is...
We've loaded you with a lot to bring back to us after the break, but I know you can handle it. So
you showed us another side of your multifaceted, talented self. We'll be back with Litza in just a minute. All right, that fun music lets you know what, Marla?
that is poll time.
Hey. The last time we were speaking with Litza, the poll question was, what percentage of the adult population in the U.S. suffer from mental illness? Your options were A, 11%, B, 18%, or C, 23%.
Correct. And that was week before last.
Yes. And the answer is 18%.
There you go.
And while that number is pretty high, you know, the thing is, the more that we do shows like this, the more that we bring awareness to mental health as an issue that shouldn't be really stigmatized, but normalized, and something that we actually focus on, we can bring that number even lower. Marla, what's the question for this week?
This week's poll question is very simple. How many adults in the U.S. suffer with some form of depression? A, 5.8 million, B, 11.2 million, or C, 17.3 million.
That's a lot of folks. Right quick, Litza, what would be your answer if you say people that suffer from some form of depression, and that is as separated from
Adults.
major depression?
5.8 million, 11.2, or 17.3 million?
I'd say 17. It's more, maybe.
I think you might be right.
Might be on something, but we won't know until you tune
guys
in.
check out our social media anywhere.
Okay.
Mental Health Mondays. Also hit us with the GoFundMe page and support us. We love to continue to bring you this great information. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Marla, Dave. All right, we're back that quickly.
We're back.
I think you were going to actually start to share with us some of the drawings or paintings that you've been working on, and then I was intrigued that as soon as you had this dream, did it feel like suddenly you had a new skill set, or did you start to develop that over time?
No, I didn't know what the dream meant at all. It's just, I think the part that struck me about it the most was the very end when I was told, don't check out because I'm going to miss out on all of this beauty, which was what I was looking at in the dream.
Wow.
Just an incredible amount of beauty. And I was just like, huh? and then it was just so offhanded. It almost felt like if I were to check back in like 10 years into my story, I'm like, oh my goodness, somebody planned that. But you know, I didn't think
it
about
felt
it
like it literally came from
all.
outside of yourself, is kind of what you're explaining. And so does that mean that sort of the artistic expression just felt like I need to kind of just share, even with myself, to just remember and to sort of get on paper and get it out of me, the things that I was seeing that were so incredible?
It was something I needed. I didn't know what it meant at the time. And it was not until this year that I was talking to my mom, and she expressed how it felt, because my world was so out of control, that this was something that made me feel safe, even though it seemed like an art form I had no idea about. So it is both something I feel like there are certain parts of it, skill-wise, I feel like I was blessed with. And I know that from my sisters, who are amazing at art. And I didn't show it to them. I didn't want to, because I didn't care at the time. Right. And then they came over to take care of me at one point, and they happened to look at my drawings. They're like, you have an eerie eye for color.
Wow.
And what's with, you know, and I said, they're like, oh, how long have you been doing it? So I said 2 weeks. And they're like, what? So they were sneaking pictures and do all this other stuff. They're like,
okay, you gotta show. I know you found something. You gotta show it to us.
No, I was going to quickly connect the dots. So that those things at the time, I didn't know what it would mean to me. But later on, as I kept pursuing just learning how to draw, just learning how to color, just learning how to paint, all those things, just because I felt the need to explore it, it is what opened up the doors for music for me again. Because at that point, I didn't care to do music at all. And I was done. And then that's what opened the door for me again to music and opened up my creativity. And since then, going through new phases of my life and writer's blocks and those things that would actually trigger depression and anxiety. Art, this whole painting and all this stuff has helped to sharpen or trigger other creative parts of my brain, so I can challenge and get out of this whole thing. You know, it helped to clear those things and to clear the triggers so that I can move on from.
I love that,
From those
because
bouts of
I was going to ask you because you had
Mm-hmm.
mentioned that part of the dream that was the motivation to sort of this new window into your creativity. Part of that dream was don't give up. I didn't know if you were already in a dark place and suddenly this came to you.
Yeah.
Wow, and so I'm glad you explained that. That is absolutely amazing. I know Marla's going to keep asking you to show some of your artwork.
I can show you stuff from back then. It was this was my. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, no, we
it,
can
we can
see.
see that. That's amazing.
Wow.
But those were my original pieces when I first started doing it. It was
nice.
Now, so have
there's
you?
a lot more, but
I know that is just something for you that's cathartic, but have you actually
Mm-hmm.
thought about actually releasing some of those as original artworks that people can actually buy? Because it's amazing.
Hope, creativity, and healing. So,
ooh, Marla's trying to get in on something.
You
right
know
there.
what I like to do, Dave.
she's gonna actually manage your first show.
Well, the reason the reason I have to just jump in right quick and say this because I think this is a really important time. When people discuss or deal with mental health issues, it always seems to come with a diminishing and a dismissal on some level, whether it be intelligence, whether it be creativity. And what I wanted to point out is, the brilliance that we're looking at, and she's openly dealing with and has dealt with and is on a journey of mental wellness. Yet and still, you're looking at one of the most talented people that we personally know.
Absolutely.
And so what I'm saying is, we have to get better at understanding because we're so quick to throw the baby out with the bathwater. And it's not the case most of the time. Most of the people that I know who have a diagnosed or an identifiable brain difference they're accessing parts of their brains that average people never get to, which are brilliant, whether it be, a quantifiable intelligence, whether it be creativity, music, math, whatever it is.
Well, I mean, for me, the cool thing about what you were saying, Litza, is that in your dream, the message was
don't give up,
don't check out, because there's so much beauty that you're going to miss out on. And the cool thing about it is that you literally, whether that was your inner voice speaking outside of you, or whether that was a message from God or whatever you believe in speaking into you, the cool thing is that we get a chance and we don't get to miss out on all the beauty and all the creativity that has been placed in you even before you were born, and is your duty to share with all of us. And that is that whole thing, and how that is born in you, and the process of coming from the inside to the outside is a beautiful thing that you have been sharing with us, and we congratulate you on the courage to do so.
And when we come back, I want to spend our last moments with you telling us every single solitary place that we can intrude into your life. We want your address. We want we want to find out where we can get your music, your painting, where you keep your cups. We'll be back.
Bad.
Worthless.
Don't trust them. They'll hurt you. You're worthless.
It's pointless.
When the pain of schizophrenia meets hope, everything can change. Help someone who is struggling by supporting the National Alliance on Mental Illness and be a part of the NAMI effect. Hope starts with you.
It's raw, real, and unfiltered.
Well, we've had a great conversation. Thank you again for sharing
together
about your mental health advocacy, your journey, your triumphs, your music. Marla was asking, and we need to make sure we get this in. First of all, again, congratulations on Moja coming out top of the year. Yes. How can those who have now been intrigued, those of us who are absolutely intrigued with you as an artist and your creativity, how can we find out more about you?
How can we stalk you? Help us.
Natalie Litza Music. If you were on Instagram, if you were to go there, you can stay in touch with everything that's the latest that I'm doing, and from there, we'll go from there.
Absolutely. So, man, this has been an amazing conversation. We want to let you guys know that this is our absolute last show for the year. We want to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Happy Hanukkah.
And we will
Happy
enjoy
Kwanzaa.
Moja at the top of the year with you. Make sure you come back. I know we're a small show, and this is going to be an amazing thing.
And
but when it comes out and you're so massively successful, we want you to make sure that you come back.
And we would like to invite you, as we have done to other guests. We are looking to do a telethon to raise money for the NAMI Walk. And you will be given a small block of time, and your fans and people in general can just call and chit-chat with you, and we're going to do a live telethon.
Check
It'll
out
be
our
great.
GoFundMe page, Mental Health Mondays, and all things Mental Health Mondays. We'll see you next year.
Bye, 2020. Forever.